In this area, a lot of the settlements were either Czech or German immigrants. And so when they came from the old country, they wanted to make sure that they had a place to worship. And so both High Hill and Dubina were some of those that were founded first. I know in Dubina there was a storm that knocked it down and knocked Ammonsville down, and so they rebuilt. But instead of spending the money on the marble or spending the money on so much other kind of expensive materials, they were typically wooden framed, and they painted them to look like the churches of the old country. And so that's exactly what they did. And they'll bring in history. In the church in Praha, just up the road, they actually have a painting of the small church from that town that they would have immigrated from in the kind of the high apse. It's a small one, but it's there and it's distinct. And then in Dubina, again, it actually got named our diocesan shrine because it's named for St. Cyril and Methodius, and such a great influence among the Czech people and the Eastern Europeans. Because they are the apostles to the Slavs. They were able to dedicate that. Bishop Cahill dedicated that, and so it offers a plenary indulgence if you are able to go on a pilgrimage and meet all of the kind of requirements for the indulgences. But it's a beautiful small church. For High Hill that we have here, this one is just unbelievable. It was built by the Germans, and so it's brick. And that's because where they were planted and where they started, then the train comes through, and they don't want the train running right through their town. And so the train comes 4 miles down the road, and you get Schulenburg and Weimar, which are the now parishes. And these smaller communities still have their church and their church kind of hall and stuff. All of them have a distinct stained glass. Some of them have more light coming in, and they're not as ornate. Some of them are very ornate, and they have specific scenes of saints or different virtues, or be it the theological virtues, and their kind of symbols, the symbols of the evangelist.
It's a great tour to go on. Anybody who's near Houston or, swing by.
Yeah, and it can be done in a day. We typically... when they do schedule them or use a docent, somebody from the chamber is able to go with them and kind of give them an update. And you typically get 2 or 3 before lunch. You go to lunch, you go to the next 1 or 2, and then you're able to head home. And so it works out well. And again, some of these churches have been around for 110, 120 years. The main structures, and that's old for our new world. Again, they're in Houston. They're building churches. St. Faustina, again, they're about to plant their church, and there's a realization that there's so much history of what has already been laid here, the foundation, and now it's our call to carry it out and recognize the beauty of those churches themselves.